Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Micks Mowers, and today's episode we're going to be taking a little look at a little tiny MOUNTFIELD lawnmower, RS100 engine. I think it's a 164 HP off the top of my head. The bloke has put, or his son-in-law's put 2-stroke fuel in it and the engine is seized, is what he's told me. I haven't pulled it or anything, it's literally just a second coming, so I thought I'd get this one done. The last video I done, where I thought this was 2-stroke fuel, it's not, it's a fuel additive, it's a stabiliser. Which is what he's put in there, so he doesn't have any 2-stroke fuel. He's got a strimmer, but it's electric. So it wasn't that, yeah, that's a stabiliser, he said, so it's cool. Today is Auntie Shell's birthday. Mum is going to go and take Josh to work, and today's Auntie Shell's birthday. So do you want to sing Auntie Shell happy birthday? Yeah. Do it. 1, 2, 3, go. Happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday
to you.
Happy birthday, Auntie Shell. Happy birthday to you.
Fantastic, that.
Yeah.
She's going to love that.
Yeah.
So that's that. Incidentally, if this is your first time in watching Micks Mowers, hit the old subscribe button, whack the old bell. Set your notifications to all, and that give you a notification to tell you that one, I've either released a video, or two, I'm on my weekly live stream on a Saturday night. So that's that. I've got some bits ordered because I'm running low on some service bits. I think that's it. I've got a new pair of dungarees coming today. I'm going to get you a pair of these, Riley. Yeah. These are quite cool because literally I'm just going through my clothes at the moment, something wicked, smelling of petrol and all the rest of it, so I need to have a work clothes. So these will be hung up in the shed, and I should get changed when I'm in here because otherwise it's just not doing it. These are bought from Amazonian for about, I think it's 17 quid. Loads of pockets and what have you. They're a bit snug in places, but I've got my winter fat on, so the weight's due to come off any day, so that'll be good. Starting doing the old diet, so that's good. Right, I think that's it. Let's get down and dirty and let's check out this little tiny MOUNTFIELD lawnmower. Right, here it is. Little MOUNTFIELD HP 164. I think that's what I said. Prime bulb looks okay, but the first thing is you can't pull it. You can't pull it even with the engine brake in. It won't pull. So I don't believe it is seized, is what I don't believe. I believe it's hydro locked. That's what I'm going to go for. However, it could very well be seized. So first thing we'll do is check the oil. It's a bit messy this one, Riley, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a 2015 model. So it's not that old in the grand scheme of things. There's oil in it and it all looks fantastic. The oil looks really good. So I don't think there's a lot of leaf litter around. You need to be a bit careful now that leaves go in that oil filler. I might get my air compressor and blow this off. So the oil looks really good. Just trying to fight with this oil dipstick. My hands are too big to get in here. So first thing I'm going to do is take the spark plug out, and I want to see if this is in fact hydro locked rather than seized. I don't believe it is to be seized. God, my word. They just don't give it no vavavoom, do they? Oh.
Boy.
Yeah, that was well in there, Riley boy.
Yeah, I know.
Right. Let's get a little socket on that.
Yep. I'll see where you are.
You want to go see Nana?
Yeah.
Okay, mate, where you go then? I'll see you in a bit, eh?
Okay.
What are you going to do? Watch YouTube for a bit?
Yep.
Well, don't forget to watch Micks Mowers.
What?
Don't forget to watch Micks Mowers.
I'm not.
You're not?
Yeah,
okay.
I am.
You are, okay, right. Right. Let's have a little look. I don't think it is seized. It could just be hydro. Is it going to be sick? Generally they're sick when you take this plug out. It could be seized though. That plug looks really good. Right, now if there's nothing inside that bore, I'm going to put a little bit of rag up in here. I'm going to try and pull the cord now, just ever so gently, see what we get. Right. Not having it. This is not a good sign, people. So, put it into its CPR position. It's all the way back. Let me bring it around. All the way around. So it's in its CPR position now, which is not a position for lawnmowers generally. I'm going to get a bit of WD-40, and that's going to go straight down the head. Plenty of it. And I'm going to tie the brake handle back. Ever so gently. Tie that off. And now I'm going to try and rotate the blade. Now there's no spark plug in here, so there's no chance this engine can start. Try and rotate the blade. There it goes. It's just gone. One full revolution. Nice and gently. And I want to put a screwdriver in now, just to make sure that the piston is moving. So it could have been just a simple case of the engine has been sat for so long. In goes the screwdriver, and there goes the screwdriver. You can see it moving up and down. So the engine is now free, which is good. Oh, pardon for knocking. I'll put a rag underneath here. Let's bring it back round. I don't like to keep moving the camera. I like you guys to sit still and watch it, but at the moment it's what it is. Right, that's that. So now we can put his cables up of his arms, do these handles up, and then we'll be in a position where we can actually now try and fire this little puppy up, because there's no point servicing or repairing it, or servicing it until I get it running at least. And as I say, he has put 2-stroke fuel in it. So that's how you unseize an engine if they are just what I call semi-seized. Let's give that a bit of a pull now. Good. Happy with that. Right, next thing I want to check the old fuel out. Yeah, that's oil in there. You can see there's oil in there. Absolutely everywhere. Let's have a little bit of a syringe job. See what we can't find. Try and get a sample. Yeah. 2-stroke all the day long. So that tank's got to be flushed. Let me get a container, and I want to drop this fuel tank out so we can drain that off. Right, okie dokie. What I may do is I may run this down from a tank to the carburetor. Gently, gently. It's got a bowl style carburetor, so I want to see what's inside that bowl as well. Let's get on with it. That be a 10mm. Look at it bigger than a 10. No, they are 10. So we're just going to remove this carburetor. This is going to turn into a carburetor clean. I can see it because of the state of the fuel. So it was a repair stroke service. So I need to get it running before I can service it. But the fuel needs to be clean. What's that hanging on to? There's a little tiny wire tube there, but that should come off of there with relative ease. Oh, it's just the air pipe on the back. That's what's holding it up. There it goes. And we've got a little tiny clip that goes on a primer bulb. That comes off. That all wants a good clean. And then I want to put a little tiny 10mm. In fact, I'm going to run this fuel line off of here first. Let's run that off, and then we can see what's occurring with inside the carburetor. Let's let that drain off. It smells of stale fuel and two-stroke. It was all in there. I can see it. So that's going to drain off. I'll let that do that, then I'll come back. Okay, that's all now been drained. The fuel is shocking. Whether it's two-stroke or not is one thing. I have a sneaky suspicion it ain't, and I have a suspicion it's actually really, really bad stale fuel. So as I say, if anyone wants to help me out with spare parts, check out my Amazon wish list. It's all on there. And I'm really grateful for anyone that buys just a set of spark plugs or a set of filters or anything. You know, truly am grateful because it all costs money. Right, we can now take this tank off. This engine hasn't been used for a while. You can quite clearly see that. It's all got to be cleaned up. But I can now remove the back spring, a back wash out for there, and very carefully, because these are plastic, so go very careful. Always give it a twist first, just to try and manipulate it off. And then once you've got that, you can then ease that fuel cord off very gently. You don't want to split this, because that'll incur another charge of you replacing the fuel line. So there goes the fuel line. Now there's that little filter there, Jace. There she is. That comes out and it's absolutely clogged. And you can just clean that out with a bit of fresh fuel. You can buy these as well. Bit of fresh fuel and an air compressor. That's actually not already clean, so that wants air compressing off and fresh fuel dipping. So that's no biggie. And then that gives you an advantage then, because there's no filter in there. You can then run a bit more fuel into this tank, give it a good swill, and it'll run directly out of this hole rather than being filtered. So there's a bit of muck in here, so let me give it a tank swill first, and then I'll come back to you. Right, cleaned off. It's a bit better than what it was. Just can't be working in muck. Let's have a look at this carburetor now. So I'm not going to clean the carburetor if it doesn't need it, but I'm suspecting by the state of the fuel, it's going to need it. I might take that governor arm off of there. I'll leave it on for now. There's a carb. Let's get it up on the bench. Let's have a quick look inside it, see what it looks like. But judging by the state of it in here, it's looking like something to clean anyway. So let's have a quick little butcher's. Okay, let's put a bit of light in the whole situation so we can see what we're doing. It'll be good. Quick slurp of the old coffee. Lovely. Here's a carburetor. Very sorry for itself. Set of gloves. I like to just align it with just blue roll initially, just so it catches any bits and pieces. That'll come off very easy. Oh lordy lordy. Water, bad fuel, rust. Get the state of that. To be fair, I'm hoping this is going to be mostly surface rust, but there's no way. I mean, that's water there. That's not fuel, because it would be soaked up. I'll take a quick photograph of that, because some people do say, you know, you're doing work for nothing and didn't need it and this, that and the other. Even the needle's got a little bit of skeg just on there. I've got a carburetor jet screwdriver which I've made myself. Hopefully that'll come. Please come out. Yeah, they don't always, but in this case it's got to come out. There's a main jet, and there should be a tube in here. If I can get that to come out, it's going to be stuck. I know it is. Just to get inside this tube, just to try and assist this to come out, because I would like that to come out. It is just inside here. I've moved it down. There's a tube. There she is. That had to come out. Couldn't leave that in there. Let's have a quick little inspection of the tube. As you can see, absolutely smegged. Some of that might have been on there when I just literally dropped it in the stuff, but that's smegged right up. The main one itself is plugged. I can't see any daylight through that whatsoever. Nothing at all. Here comes my little rider boy. I can hear him come flying down the garden. So yeah, this is going to be ultrasonic cleaned. That's a definite. Right, that's now cleaned. Well, it's been ultrasonic cleaned. The water is absolutely black as your rat. Let's drain that all out, see what sort of job it's done. And don't forget, I'm only been using fairy liquid or washing soap solution. With a little bit of lemon juice I use. Tends to have good results for what I do. Let's put a bit of blue rag down. See how we're looking. I'll show you the water in a bit, what that looks like. A bit of muck comes all coming out of the bowl. Let's have a little look and a little scrape up to see how we're doing. Yeah, that's not coming over, that's rust and pitting through there. But it's got most of this stuff out here that's all floating around, so let's give it a bit of a clean. So it's got a bit of pitting in there, which I'm not going to be able to get out. It's affected the actual aluminium of the material of the bowl. But it's serviceable, which is good. Let's have a quick look at the old tube. That looks good, really clean. Yeah, happy with that. A little fibre washer back on there. The main jet, there's the main jet, nice and clean. Let's just check for, yeah, massive hole through there. I don't know if you can see the hole. Let me get my torch so you might be able to see behind it without giving you too much glare. You should better see the hole in there, so that's good. In fact, that hole has actually improved. These RS100 engines, you've got to rin them jets out. They don't like any muck in there at all. There's a little bit of damage to this O-ring just here. I might have a spare for that. But the carburetor itself, that's gasket on there. That's not dirt, it's a bit of gasket, so that's got to come off. The carburetor itself, it hasn't tarnished the carburetor. Nice and clean. That's why I like to use this dish soap. It tends to have really good results. So happy with that. I'm going to blow it out with an air compressor, reassemble it. I'll get it reassembled and I'll come back to you. Rightio. That's got to go onto there. Throttle arm on. Right, that goes on. That's working as it should do. Oh, gasket. And then we've got this primer bulb, which is working, I think. Yeah, that's working. So we've got the that goes on the carburetor just here. You won't see a great deal really, but this pipe here goes onto this one here. And then put the metal clip on. You can swing the whole lot round, and it's got a mount. There's an air breather pipe just here that goes on the back of the engine just here. So as you push it round and push it all on together, it all sort of lines up onto each other, and just make sure the air breather pipe goes on. Yeah, it should go on a lot more freely now because it's been taken off. So that's good. Got a fuel line to put on in a minute. In fact, I may put that on the engine side now, on the carburetor side, before I continue. Oh, gasket on the floor. I may just put that fuel pipe on, because access is going to be very limited behind there when I got to put that back on with the gasket on. Oh, donut. That one there. That one goes around. Let's put that fuel pipe back in its little home. Now we can put this back on. That's all gone on lovely. A couple of 10 mils. And that's that done. Okay, so before we go forward with a service, I now want to double check to make sure that this is this lawnmower is actually running before I put in any more new parts. Otherwise, it'll all be for nothing, and the bloke's going to end up paying a bill for a lawnmower that doesn't run, which is not what I want. So hopefully it'll fire up. Have all new filters and what have you afterwards. Right, I'll give that plug just a little bit of a spruce, just to help it on its way. That's not too shabby. As I said, it was quite a nice plug. These engines run super lean anyway, so that'll go back into there. We'll put some petrol in it, we'll take it outside and we'll see what happens. And based upon what happens, based upon whether ring, like I say, the engine's no good, because don't forget it was seized to a degree, only partially seized I would say, but it was seized, and I'll make sure it's done no damage. So we'll get a bit of petrol in it, fill it up, I'll meet you outside and we'll go for a fire up. Okay, here it is. Let's I'll put fuel in it. Yeah, there's no fuel leaks. Let's see what happens. Carburetor sounds like it's priming, which is good. Right, that lawnmower, as you can hear, is in the background running away. It's not smoking, not doing anything it shouldn't do. It's on its test at the moment just to see what happened when it got seized up. I think literally it's been sat up. It's not been run for a while. Maybe a little bit longer than what the owner said, possibly. Because there's no way that carburetor would be in that condition with the way it was. So I'll come back in 2 or 3 minutes once that's had it finishes doing its run, and we'll have a look, see what it's doing. But at the moment, it sounds quite sweet. See you in a minute. Right, that's all done now, and I'm happy with it. So when these little RS engines run right, they run really nice and they sound sweet. I like them. I like them a lot, actually. For a little tiny personal use mower, they're pretty good. So already the lawnmower is looking 100% better than what it did. It's got to have pull cord's fine, doesn't need doing. I have checked that. It's got to have it all taken out. It's got to have a new spark plug, a new air filter, and a blade sharpener and balance. You don't need to see me do that. I've done other videos on these on these little tiny RS100 engines. I'll put a link to a service on another one. You haven't got to see me do all that. But all in all, quite happy. This little lawnmower's up and running, so she's a winner. Okay, this little MOUNTFIELD HP164 with a little tiny RS100 engine on top is all running sweet as a nut. Got to have a service, as I say. There's a video up the top here. I'm sure I've done a service on these before. Have a little look at the video up the top there. No point in seeing me doing this one because the video will be far too long, and I'm trying to keep my videos down to about 20 minutes, 30 minutes ago. That's what I'm trying to do. Otherwise people just switch off and get bored of it. So that's all done. I'm happy that the seizing issue is not going to be an issue. The engine doesn't smoke, it's got nice compression and it starts fine, all that sort of good stuff, so super happy. Incidentally, if this is your first time you're watching Micks Mowers, hit the old subscribe button and whack the old bell. Set your notifications to all, and that'll tell you when I've done another video, or in fact I'm on my weekly live stream. Also in the pinned comments you'll find my Amazon wish list down below, feel free to check that out. Thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Micks Mowers. Hope you enjoyed it, hope you did find it informative. If you did, you know what to do, give it a thumbs up. Leave your comments down below in the comment section and I'll answer to all the comments that I can. Thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode of Micks Mowers very, very soon. But until then, people, don't forget, more importantly, take care easy.